Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So today, Joe Biden, President Biden, enacted his, that executive order that he said he had no power to do without Congress. When everyone was saying, shut the border down, shut the border down, he was like, I have no power. And even Donald Trump said, yes, you do. You can enact an executive order like I did. But Biden tried to make it seem like his hands were tied. Oh, what a lie we have been made out to be. So we're going to go ahead and go to the article because we're going to break this down, to the smallest compound. This is from yahoo.com, and it by the way of the New Republic, and it reads, Democrats slam Biden over disappointing immigration executive order. President Biden's executive order to shut down asylum has already drawn criticism from within the Democratic Party. Biden issued an executive order Tuesday that will shut down the southern U.S. border if the average number of border encounters exceed 2,500, which it already has, and only resume them once the number drops below 1,500. That means the order could go into effect immediately. So to try to make it a little more simpler, because I had to read it a couple of times to understand, slow and southern, it's just goes hand in hand with me. Basically, there are too many immigrants coming across the border that he knows of. So he tried to sugarcoat it, try to babyfy it, to try to make it sound sweet. But really what you're saying is you've let too many people in. And so what you're saying, the highest amount of migrants that could come in, well, it got to average 2,500. So, the only way to average 2,500 is to go day by day. Let's see how many come in. So let's say right now they're averaging, I'll break it down like this. Let's say right now they're averaging like 5,000 migrants coming in. So what he would have to do is shut it down, right? Shut the border down completely until because it's over 2,500, and shut it down completely until that number becomes 1,500. Well, below 1,500. Once it becomes below 1,500, then they'll start allowing migrants to come in again. So if this is enacted immediately, that means the border should be completely shut down. And it doesn't say exactly what the average is now, but I'm kind of wondering. It's June, the month of June, July, August, September, October. Then the election is in the 1st of November. What is it, 1st of November? So I'm willing to bet, this is my hypothetical way of thinking, forgive me if I'm wrong, that number is so high that this border will be closed for a while once this executive order is enacted, which will please people who still want to vote for Donald Trump over this border issue. You may lose a few Democratic votes, but you're going to lose less voters from the Democratic Party than you will gain Republican voters. I think that's the strategy here. Allow it to close the border. And then, like I said, once it gets to less than 1,500, then we'll open it back up. But again, you can only let enough in to where it's 2,500, and then that's the cap. That's the average. So, but truthfully, if you think about it, you can actually let in 10,000 a day, 5,000 tomorrow, 0 on the next day. So 10,000, 5,000 is what? 15,000. 15,000 divided by, let's say, 5 days. That's 3,000. 15 divided by 6, 3, what's that? 2 point something. So really, you can let in 15,000 migrants on Monday and then close the border for 5 days and then open it up on the 6th, and you'll be back down to 2,500. But first, they got to drop to the 2,500, well, to the 1,500 migrant level first. What I'm saying, once that's been established, then it depends on how wide, how much of how many migrants and how many days are in. Do they calculate to decide when the 2,500 is reached or the 1,500 reach. Because really, truthfully, also, he can just leave the borders open, let them flood in for the next month, and then say, okay, we're going to use a 30-day calculation to see how many migrants have came in. And then if it's not down to 2,500, then he can say, let's say we're averaging 20,000 a day. He said, well, okay, we'll shut the border down for right now. And then it'll take weeks, days and weeks probably before it gets down below 1,500, maybe even months. You see what I'm saying? So they can still play this and say, well, we'll do like a 30-day count, or we'll do like a 60-day count, or we could do a 90-day count, 6-month count. So it doesn't say like how long, not in this article. Maybe in his executive order, it probably says it, but I'm just reading from this article. Let's continue. Several Democrats have already slammed the plan, which they say ignores established law requiring the granting of asylum to people with a credible fear in their home countries, like Venezuela. And they're afraid because they have no money, because Biden put sanctions on Venezuela exporting oil across the world, exporting oil. Lack of legal paths to immigration has led to more people requesting asylum, and to some Democrats, the new restrictions seem similar to Donald Trump's immigration policy. Exactly. Like I said, he's trying to get those voters. Somebody talked to him and said, hey, these voters could be in limbo because of these court cases. Some of them said they're not going to vote for him now. Let's go for the border. Let's see how many detractors can we get to our side. It's all politics, y'all. It's all politics. Because doggone, as soon as the election is over and Biden know he don't have to run no more, don't have to, or do anything after, if he win this election, he can just he can open up the floodgates again. Understand? That's why I said it don't matter what Joe Biden does from here on out. He could shut the border down, build a 50-foot concrete steel border wall overnight, give reparations in the form of cash payments, wipe out student loan debt, stop giving, do more for the homeless and doing for the mentally ill and those who got degrees but can't, do like housing, get the housing market and the apartment rental market back down to reasonable rates so people can, have a livable wage and, and live like the American dream. He could do all that between now and November, and I still wouldn't vote for him because you made it to where I really don't trust you. And it's all about politics. And if you can do it that quick, you can take it away just as fast. If you would have done it when you first got into office and done right by the American people, I might have would have thought differently. Quote, I'm disappointed that this is a direction that the president has decided to take, Representative Nanette Barragan, chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, said Tuesday morning. We should be distinguishing ourselves from Donald Trump on immigration. Representative Pramila Jayapal, chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, what that means, told the Washington Post, we should be offering the contrast. No, you shouldn't. And that's another thing I hate about politics. Why, if everybody's for the people, why are there only two parties? Why are there two parties in the first place? How come everybody is not working together for the people? For the American people, not the rich, not the elite, not the politicians, but for the people, to make sure your people are right. Because you're selling these pipe dreams and people are tired of it. People are seeing that you're not here for us. Whatever you're doing, there's an agenda to what you're doing, but it has nothing to do with the American people. And like I say, people are tired of it. But why does it have to be a direct contrast from Donald Trump? As soon as Biden got into office, he tried to wipe out and reverse everything that Trump did. You know why? Because Trump messed up the status quo, the system and the money and how it was flowing for all these hundreds of years. Donald Trump messed that up when he put sanctions on people, when he closed some borders, when he took troops, didn't start no more wars, wasn't involved in no wars, trying to do things for the American people. America first was one of his mottos. He messed that up. to where now they got to try to build it back up to where it was. That's why they don't want him back in as the president, because they know he's gonna go back and but like I said, this is the age of change. It says some saw Biden's order as more tough talk about the border that wouldn't solve the underlying issue. I do not think that shutting down a border, quote unquote, is a remedy that would get us to where we need to be on immigration reform, said Representative Sylvia Garcia. So they talking to a whole lot of Hispanic and Latino people in this article. Even Democrats in swing districts vulnerable to Republican attacks on immigration aren't happy with the plan. I understand that the Biden administration feels like they need to do something, said Representative Hillary Schloten, an immigration lawyer in Michigan. It's heart-wrenching to see that this is the something that they are choosing, knowing full well that it's not going to come close to solving the problem that we're experiencing. So what's going to solve the problem? On an American level, what's going to solve the problem is, yes, close the borders, build a wall, and let them people deal with what they got to deal with. But then, too, you got to stay out of other countries' business. You can't dictate what other countries do. That's not right. Like I said about Venezuela, you can't, just because you don't like their the way they do politics and they voting, the way they do voting or whatever, you shouldn't be out there talking about, well, hey, we're going to put sanctions on you and your oil. If you can't deliver oil to nobody, not even us. But yet, they did allow Venezuela to sell oil to one company. I think it was, I don't know who, I can't remember who it was, but it was an American company. Go figure. But you have to stay out of other people's business, like they do what they do, and then you take care of home. And then when citizens of other countries have problems, you talk to their elected officials, see what's going on, and say, hey, if y'all can't get it right, they can gladly come up. They can gladly come up here and we'll help them out. But no, you want to control the whole world economy. That's why you got Brexit and other countries who are trying to, in Africa, even trying to do, their monetary system based on gold. That's why you got people going away from Western ways, because they see ain't got nobody nowhere. So it's time for a change. It said Biden has drawn fire for his immigration policies as president, drawing accusations that he has done little to reverse Donald Trump's widely criticized action. How he wiped out his, anyway, man. With Republicans opposing just about anything Biden enacts and vice versa, he'll need support from his own party for any plan to hold up. To Representative Alex Padilla, Biden should include more humanitarian provisions as opposed to tough talk to win over Democrats and their wider public. While some people point to how well an orderly and secure border polls, what polls even better is support for dreamers and farm workers and others. What the hell? Who? Farm workers and other essential workers who happen to be undocumented. How? So are they voting? Or are you telling us that undocumented workers vote, or polling? Who are you polling? That's why I don't like polls, because like I said before, I ain't never been asked no question about who I'm voting for or what kind of issues that I'm against, for and against. Never. Nobody ever came to my house. I don't know. They might have called. I don't answer them phone calls, man. I get called from representatives all the time. Like, how the hell y'all got my number? But anyway, basically what you're saying, I guess they polling nothing but migrants. Is that who you polling? I mean, yeah, if you're polling migrants, hell yeah, you'll poll better. But if you polling citizens in Chicago, citizens now in New York, San Francisco, Denver, you can even come down here to Texas. I guarantee on those issues, you're not gonna poll too well, no matter what, unless you say you're finna close that border. Period. But like I said, this is a political move. We know it. Everybody know it. It's still wolf tickets. He's gonna go out here and try to do something just to make more people happy, just for the time being. And then when it's when he gets in the office, somehow it's gonna switch and he's gonna have to change something because it's not right. And that's just what it's gonna be. But anywho, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's dialogue. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to support the channel. There's 4 ways you can support. It doesn't cost you a dime. Don't cost you anything but a couple minutes out your day. And that's like, share, comment, and subscribe. But if you want to support monetarily, you can give super thanks, super chats, or go in the description box. There are some links there that you can click on and help support that way. But however you support, man, I appreciate it. Love it all. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.